What's good, y'all, and welcome to this video. Obviously, there's a lot of hype in regards to sun-wukong, and even though I did release a video yesterday, it is obvious that there are going to be questions that weren't answered to sufficient effect for all of you. So I picked out the 5 most prominent ones, or I guess most important ones, and we're going to answer them in this video. So, number 1, what happens to his clones if a tile is used or if there are units around him? I did state it a bit, but we might as well show clearly what exactly happens if there's units around him and if the tiles are blocked. Can he still work? Secondly, can his clones by themselves block? Do they generate block? Yes, no, maybe. And also on the note of clones, how effective would he even be in single target arena or potentially even in GVG, depending on how the clone mechanic works? And then, can he hit air, right? I didn't quite show it. The answer is rather obvious, but we might as well cross that off. And then, can he Solo-Stun Gb2? Yes, no, maybe. And the last one is just going to be pretty much a clarification of how does this A1 Monke business even work? Because here it states allies within 2 tiles, so we shall figure out exactly how this Monke business thing works and what the range is.
Our research begins.
So, to answer the very first question of how does this clone mechanic even work, let's just put him down right here. And then what you're going to see is, for example, I guess I'll show you, right? I guess I'll just show you. So let's say we completely place units around him. What is he going to do with his clones, right? Let's just fast forward time. Boom, there is one clone. And as you can see, it's actually outside of the range where you can normally place. So Wukong can summon clones on tiles that technically aren't placeable. Like, even if there's the tile there and you can't place a unit on it, he's still going to place them there. It is, for those of you that know, the same interaction as with a Wailing Skull. So here he has 2 clones and now he has the 3rd one. So a lot of you might then now be curious, okay, how exactly do you know where he can summon his clones? What exactly is going on here? So the way it works is he uses his ultimate range. So the range on screen, which is the 2 tiles next to him, then basically it's, I mean, you can see the range, right? So we have a 5 line with him in the middle, so the 4 next to him. It is the 5 in front of him, and then even 3 further. As long as there are 3 spaces with him being placed like this, his clones are going to be fine, and his clones are going to be able to be used to full effect. So as you can see, even if his clone is here in the second row, he still hits the guild boss and his clones still work. So I hope that kind of gives you a good idea of if you would perform. Like, let's imagine this would be a normal team where we would have 3 fighters on the ground as it's used for Guild Boss 1. You can see even with a 4th fighter, he is still able to place all his clones, and he would also, depending on how you place him, let's say you place him one to the side right here on Twyla's tile, he would also be able to summon a clone right there. So it is also possible to be using 5 fighters at the same time and making his clones work. So for the next one, obviously, can his clones block? So we'll just go into this quick arena match right here, because it gives us a rather nice opportunity to do so. And we'll just place him down like this. And he'll be able to, as you can see, take care of these guys and summon his clones. And now the next wave is going to come in, giving us a very concise and precise answer on if he can or cannot block. So as you see, they pass by. His clones are able to attack, but they still pass by. So he still only has 2 block, no matter how many clones he summons. While we're already in arena, we might as well have a look at if he is able to attack air, just to be safe, and also know that we can all sleep in peace, or rather sleep in terror, depending on the result. So sun-wukong goes in simply, aerial unit flies above him, nothing happens, he doesn't care. He, at least luckily for us, doesn't have his Nimbus Cloud to fly around and attack flying units. Alright, so next up, what you all wanted to know, Apocalypse, or yeah, basically Apocalypse 1, Guild Boss 2, Apocalypse 2 is obviously the same thing. Let's say, for example, we can even place him down here, just so his clones also get a bit of showtime. And then we'll just have a look at their performance. First we'll try it without ultimate to see what exactly happens there. And then we'll try it with. So this is without ultimate. He is still able to already rack up 4 stuns, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My man was able to get out the full 12 stuns even without the ultimate. And then now for the next one, we are obviously going to, let's see if he survives. We can try it with the ultimate and see that we get 1, 2. So what you've seen there is, even though it was 18 hits, the hits were too quick for all of them to actually register as like hits, right? So we can do it again just to be sure. But it looks pretty obvious that his 18 hits of 0.1 stun are just too many to actually register as proper stuns. So there we go, Death Saw, we activate the ultimate and it jumps by around, maybe it doesn't even, like, to be fair, we might have to check this. This might be something that the developers need to fix, because it did kind of look like he didn't stun. Like, obviously he still has the opportunity to be able to work here even without it, right? You see he'll still be able to get the 12 stacks. But keep in mind this is on A5, so we'll have to see if at A0 even is able to do what he's able to do there. Okay, so it's once again into APOC. So what we're going to do is obviously see if he'll now be able to get also 12 stuns at A0. And after that, we'll quickly rewatch the footage to see if there really is any stuns added in the ultimate. Because his ultimate goes so fast that it's kind of hard to judge if he does or doesn't actually apply the stuns. So once more, we have the opportunity. We activate the ability. And we are on 2 stuns, 3 stuns. So it does look like there's no way any of those counted, but we'll just make sure, and then we'll send a message to the developers so they fix this before we get him like this on global. But yeah, to be fair, I wouldn't see it as too much of a problem depending on the response of the developers. So we shall see. So don't expect him to release like this or anything the like. This is obviously still not released, and there is a lot of hits, like 18 stuns at 0.1 second duration. So yeah. Okay, so here we are obviously in the replay. I've put the speed to 0.25. We are shortly before sun-wukong uses his ultimate. So let's just have a look at that moment right there. So the Death Saw phase starts, we summon the ultimate, and then here come all the extra clones. That is 1 hit, that is 2 hits already, or the first hit you could say there wasn't a stun applied. This stun came from like sun-wukong himself, so that's 1 stun. Throughout the whole ultimate, maybe 2. But overall, that's nowhere near close 18. So let's fast forward this to the developers and make sure that he doesn't release like this, or at least get our answer and then potentially have to revise our opinions of sun-wukong. Alright, so now onto the final thing, and that is testing out the A1 and how it actually, or who it actually keeps alive. So we'll basically out here pretty much split our units a bit around him to kind of see who does he actually keep alive and what the range is going to be. So right here, it does say 2-tile range, and then we will just, I guess, place these guys in for fodder. So the way it's going to work is Infernal Roar will be dealing HP based damage. All of these rares are level 1, so the next attack should one-shot all of them, which means we'll be activating his ultimate. Oh, and we do get an indicator below them, this like kind of like circle thing. So yes, the unit 2 tiles behind him, the unit 2 tiles to the side of him, but not the unit, like it probably counts it like this. So the mage that died there would be 3 tiles away rather than 2. So it's not diagonally, so it doesn't move diagonally. Basically, if you want a easier way to imagine this range as anything, then it would be best described as so just to like, I guess, visualize it a bit better, we've placed a whole lot of units around Wukong, and we'll be activating his ultimate, and then you'll kind of see it like pretty well if you count the golden circles or pretty much on who below who it is. You'll see that here's like the far corner of it with him getting it, and Theowen also getting it, but Lightlock at the top right there is not able to profit from it. The same goes for Elysia down here. So pretty much it is the 8 tiles surrounding him, and then 1 extra in every cardinal direction, so north, south, west, east. And that is pretty much the range you can expect from him when it comes to how Monkey business works. Alright, so this has already been it, and we see each other in the next one tomorrow with some really rather in-depth testing. And I see what the devs say about the stunts of his ultimate, because it would make testing him in Guild Boss 2 at A0 rather unfortunate. So yeah, we shall see about this one.